there, thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing Roxas map generator on Viewer Wednesdays, which means this replay was sent to me by one of you, so thank you so much. Their name is down in the description. I will note that they are in the game, so if you don't maybe want to be influenced by you think who's going to win the game or whatnot, don't look down there till the end. But let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. We'll start with Team 1 on the northern side, and then we'll end with Team 2 on the southern side of the map. Take a look at Team 1's more isolated player in the west. We have in Regal Purple, it is Umbra. He's playing as an Aeon. He is a 1500. In the northeast direction, we have in the best color, of course, Forest Green playing as an Aeon. It is Bahan. He is an 1800. He is the highest rated player on Team 1. 2 is east. We have in Barbie Pink, it is Dorset playing as a Cybran. He is a 1300. And next to this little pond over here to the east, we have Citrus 984 in Rust. He is an Aeon as a 1700. And rounding out Team 1, we have an orange color orange. It is Sock Full of Kids playing as a Cybran. He is a 1300. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have only Aeon and Cybran, being 3 Aeon and 2 Cybran. That is a 3. That is a very bad 3. There are 0 UEF and 0 Seraphim on Team 1. Moving on to Team 2, we'll start with their eastern, more isolated player we have in Blood Angel Red. It is Legend Lord 2, playing as a Cybran. He is a 1500. Moving on southward in Tropical Ocean Blue, it is Dimitri 11 playing as an Aeon. He is a 2100. He is the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall. In the middle here for Team 2, we have in Royal Blue, it is the UEF of Hudec. He is a 1300. In Emerald Green to his west, next to the little pond there, is Eco Player 7 playing as an Aeon. He is a 1600. And last but not least for Team 2, we have in Glow in the Dark Green, it is Pie Guy playing as an Aeon. He is a 1200. Lots of Aeons in this game. And for Team 2 side of the map, there is one difference between Team 2 and Team 1. Team 2 has the only UEF in the game, being Hudec. So 1 UEF, 1 Cybran, and then 3 Aeon as well. Team 1 has 3 Aeon as well, and 0 Seraphim, which means for the entirety of this match, there are no Seraphim players. Apologies to those that love to make grand entrances, but just for whatever reason, show up late every single time they arrive late. Hopefully you enjoy the game nonetheless. And for these 10 players on the map, we saw a lot of rocks on the map as I was introducing everybody. Take a look at their reclaim situation before they scoop it all up. Currently sitting at, oh my goodness, that is 200,000 mass in reclaim. Probably was a little bit higher at the initial start of the match. So an easy 20k mass per player. And honestly, it is just everywhere. There's, of course, large clumpage in the middle of the map. But honestly, I mean, players are definitely going to go for it, but there's a lot of reclaim to be had in all of the other cardinal directions on the map. The only places that really isn't reclaim are the ponds. Everywhere else pretty much is full on reclaim. And in terms of extra mexes on the map, bar the starting mex locations, of course, there is some clumpages and there are some splattering of mexes. We'll take a look at Team 1 side of the map. We'll say this is Team 1 just because they're right there. There's 2 5-star mex positions there. There's also a twin mex there, trimex position there. There's also another trimex position. We'll say that one's there for Team 1. We'll say that one's Team 2. So that is actually a quad mex. Those two are just super close to one another. And then besides that, at this point, there's just a lot of splattering of mexes. Nothing really in the middle of the map, at least as of right now, at least in terms of mexes. There's structures being built now, but no mexes. And that's pretty much about it. So number go up real quick in this game with all of the, again, 200,000 plus mass on the map for reclaim. We do see Team 2's Pie Guy going for the gun upgrade first. On that western side, we probably will see Convi come action on the eastern and western sides pretty quickly. The middle of the map, I don't see really any movement down the middle of the map here. The only thing really middle could be this way and this way, but you can't go north to south, so good luck with that. Maybe transports, but nothing really, main conga lining unit sort of situation. But in terms of calm distribution, it is 1v1 on the western side for now between Umbra and Pie Guy. We do see Eco and Bahan are kind of towards that more western side of the map, so maybe 2v2. We do see that Dorset is moving westward, so maybe 3v2. Eastern side, Convicom has already happened between the Cyberns of Sockful of Kids for Team 1 and Legend Lord 2 of Team 2. And with them, they also have Citrus 984 a little bit to the west. And then we do see Team 2's player of Dimitri hasn't left his main base, but he is on that eastern side with Hudec staying in his base as well. So it looks like no movement from 2 players on Team 2. Everybody else on Team 1 is having some sort of stretching of the legs and trying to get some exercise. And we do see Umbra trying to get some Team 1 PD. They get canceled, unfortunately, or at least stopped firing at Pie Guy. Pie Guy dropping hit points again, but that's mainly driven by the PD. Now that that's gone, the Aurora really dropping Umbra's hit points. Not looking good here for him. Eastern side, we have a gun upgrade race going down between Sockful of Kids and Legend Lord. Legend Lord did start a little bit earlier than him. He does have some engineers and Mantis if he does want to assist with that upgrade, so a little bit of speedy catching up to for both teams are possible on that eastern front. Pie Guy is doing very well at pushing back Team 1. We do see a couple of blazes now coming online from this western facility. There is a way to actually get down that little mountain there, so they can get in and around. Pie Guy getting some more mexes. Really trying to use that little bit of extra range advantage from the Aurora. Again, they are tinfoil for a reason, because they have a little bit of extra range bar the other, Team 1 mainline tanks where they have a little bit more hit points. It's not me, but I quit, says Dorset, so maybe we'll have a departure. Looks like some connection issues. Yeah, it's Legend Lord. No, it doesn't. It looks like there's a little bit of connection issues. That's unfortunate. We'll see if anybody ends up Control Kang, but we will see. Sockful of Kids and Legend Lord still engaging one another. Gun upgrades done for both of them. Lots of Mantis on both sides as well. Constant back and forth. They're kind of just stuck kind of in a really weird limbo of they don't have enough to push forward, but they don't want to fall back with what they have, so it's kind of just a really weird mix. But it does look like it's starting to trend in Team 1's direction that front. Team 2's crusade is still ongoing. We even see Pie Guy starting to split forces a little bit, and he also has to go this way to deal with the base still online for Umbra, who's going for a sensor package upgrade now after that T2 upgrade has finished. Sockful of Kids dropping very quickly now below, below 2,500 and below 1,000, and there he goes. Team 2 scores the first kill of the game at almost 9.5 minutes on the clock, making this now a 5v4 in Team 2's favor. Most likely the base will go to Citrus on that eastern front, given that Bahan is on the western front. Makes way more sense placement-wise. We do see Citrus is also there. No upgrades on him, and Legend Lord is going to continue to push and push and push and push. So Team 2 has now grabbed Team 1's selection of mexes on that eastern edge of the map. Gun range started for Pie Guy, trying to finish at least the basic gun speed / range upgrades, or technically UEF. They have damage and range upgrades in the game. Nothing really happening around the middle section. Again, Bar just getting all of the reclaim. And at 10.5 minutes in terms of total reclaim left, we're at 33,000. So over 200,000 starting, down to 33. We already see 200,000 is already eclipsed in total for both of those teams. So yeah, that, or at least 100,000 for each team, I should say, for a total of 200,000. So lots of mass flowing into the coffers. And the eco, I mean, barely favoring Team 1. Not incredibly high, to be honest, in terms of that differential, but it might just flip-flop one way or the other, so I'll have to keep track of that. Large push from Team 2 to try to kick out the remainder of Umbra's forces. Looks like that probably will happen. T2PD is being built, though, so that actually might not happen. So I can just throw those words right out the window. We do see Legend Lord getting shot at by some bombers. He's going to start falling back in the midst of that, a little bit of annoyance. Transport with some Obsidians online. Nice little star triangle formation. Going to drop on top of this little dual mech, twin mech position, and kick that in its teeth. We do see attack, but it does look like Blazes, Aurora, Asylums. That's the word for them. I was going to say Blazes again. Pie Guy is fine for now. He's at 1-star vet. No shield online, no advanced range online yet, but he is slowly getting those hit points back. Again, with 10 players in the game, 6 of them are Aeon. So lots and lots of probably soon to be GCs running around the map. Reducing Nano Repair started for Hudec, the only UEF in the game. Stealth started for Legendlord, the only Cybran on Team 2. And to be fair, Team 1's Umbra still keeping that base on the upper plateau alive. Now we see a little bit of a pincer maneuver from him to try to kick out Pie Guy. Pie Guy actually goes in around to avoid the possible slaughter of his commander. We do see some restores online for Team 2's Eco, so he has T3 Air online. So does Team 2's Dimitri. I was going to say Hudec, but he does not have T3 Air online. Team 1, we have T3 online here in the middle for Dorset, and that is it. So only one T3 Air player for Team 1. There's 2 for Team 2. That makes things a little bit easier. There is a T2 Air facility, though, in the west that could go T3, but I don't think so. He's been really trying to push back Pie Guy, which he has done so, to be fair, but he has to get out there, get the reclaim, get the more mexes and whatnot. He's still pumping out units. He has T3 land now. So getting those Harbingers are going to help out a ton. We do see that Legendlord is falling back, which I don't blame him, because that is a definitely not good situation to be in. Am I just... Hold on. There is a difference in the map. I just noticed that. There is no hill for this side of the map to go down this way. If you notice, on the eastern side of the map, Legendlord is actually able to walk down the middle here. That is not the same on either side of the map. Huh. Is that an accident or intentional? I don't know. Now I'm just going to be paranoid about if there's any other changes in terms of differences on either side of the map. But that is, yeah, because you still have that there and that there and that there and that there. Yeah, everything else is the same. Just that one little slit, and then you can still get units up that. Yeah, wow, that is weird. Maybe it was addressed by the players. I don't know, but that's the thing. So, yeah, and Legendlord is now being surrounded by those forces and killed off by Team 1 Citrus. So getting some revenge for Sockful of Kids' death. And now it is a tied game once again at 4v4. And most likely this base for Team 2's Legendlord will be handed over to Dimitri, who's moving his forces inbound to intercept the Harbingers. There's still more units inbound from behind or in front. Really late. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, he didn't get there as soon as he probably wanted to. But he is getting some T2 PD to try to help protect at least some of the assets still in this base. There's a couple more T3 mainline bricks and Harbingers here. There's a couple more inbound. Looks like they're actually more shifting westward to try to really run over this base. T2 PD trying to be built in time. I don't think it will be, but at least it might protect this base. Looks like some Harbingers have been dropped up to help assist a little bit more. T2PD being really spammed up here from Dimitri 11. That's going to keep at least the majority of this stuff online, unless the bricks go this way around, then probably not. Units from Team 1 Citrus have now ran over the frontline position here and now continuing to spam southward. Restores probably need to be devoted that way. Looks like somebody, specifically Legendlord, was like, yeah, don't go that way. We have that situation handled in the east. They're still going that way. Looks like some pinging probably from Legendlord, to be honest. Yeah, he's like, go that way. And it looks like Eco saw the circling. He goes, okay, fine, I'll go that way now. Couple of pillars trying to help out a little bit. Not really going to do a whole lot of work. T2PD trying to hold off this incursion, which it will kind of maybe force things this way a little bit, which will help Team 2 out a little bit, because, again, those PD were not going to be built realistically in time. Team 1's definitely not going to be built in time. And Restorers will slowly eat away, but there are some mexes being lost for Team 2 over here, so it will give a little bit more lead to Team 1's Eco, if not slightly, maybe about 100. It's about 100 and maybe 25. I don't think it'll get to 200. Probably will stay at about 100 or so. We have Titans inbound, just something from Hudec to assist. He has Gun and Nano. He actually could just send his Common to assist, and that would actually be able to blitz down at least a couple of these with some nice little overcharges, if he has the power in his reserves to do so. Advanced range is almost done for Pie Guy, but he's beset on both sides by Umbra and Bahan's forces. The range upgrade is now done, and he's got to get out of there immediately, because there is no way he's going to survive that attack from both sides. So get out of there. He will lose some mexes, he will lose some ground, but he will get out of there with his life. Or at least hopefully get out of there with his life at a bare minimum. We do see a lot of dead mexes here. Team 1 starting to reclaim their position over here. Team 2 still hasn't claimed their position over there. It's still weird that there is a ramp there and no ramp there. And yeah, it just seems odd to me that seems super odd. I don't know why. It looks like I'm going crazy, which is entirely possible, but I don't think I am. So, anyway, I think that's the first time I've seen that where one side of the map doesn't match the other. Maybe it's the first time. I don't know. I don't know if it's the first time. Anyway, it doesn't matter. T3 engineering suite coming online for Dorset in the middle of the map. And he already has an Omni on there. Does he have artillery? He has some Team D. And he has some AA. And no artillery, but he has everything else. And a backup radar station, because why not? We do see the forces from Umbra are making more progress, but looks like they're slowing down. Team 2 is still weeding out a little bit of the interlopers from Team 1. And Storm forces starting to patrol a little bit more on that front line. Pie Guy, he should be fine. Overcharging the Harbinger probably isn't... Oh, sorry, the Aurora probably isn't warranted, but maybe he just didn't like that one in particular for whatever reason. He had said something about his mom or something like that. That's probably what it is. SMD online in the middle of the map for Hudec. Nice to see that, at least in the middle of his base there. Maybe kind of covers a little bit of that western side. Yeah, it does cover pretty much Eco Player's base, so nice little overlapping there of SMDs. Team 1... no such thing in SMDs yet. They could be being built. I just can't see their icons, which is entirely possible. But nothing as of yet. Again, in terms of double ecos, we have the eastern player of Citrus and the eastern player of Dimitri on each side of the map. We do see Dimitri does have a GC online, and guess where it is going. And we do see some pings probably from Team 1, maybe from Team 2. Looks like they're finishing a nice little PGen, nice little ion reactor. These forces could try to split around, which might work, but I think they're probably worried if they send all of the forces this way, then these forces will just come in from behind, or actually just go this way. If they split, then you kind of have this weird, we might not even have enough to attack. So is it even worth it? Because you have actually a decent amount of PD here. Look at this. You have 20 of them, and that's their coverage collectively, so it's a lot of coverage between those. So it's almost not even worth it to assault unless you have some sort of bigger ticket item to punch through, which he does not yet. I don't see a GC being built for anybody, or even just SACU, the tanky ones, the Rambo ones, anywhere. RAS being built on Team 2's Eco Players Com. We do see a little bit more pushing back from Pie Guy. Definitely needs to not stop moving, because he will get hit at by those missiles. Not a lot of damage, but again, 10 hit points, 100 hit points. Just having that little bit, we have seen, can make the difference of getting out of there safely or not. So any little bit helps, regardless if it's damage, if it's regen, if it's hit points, if it's whatever. Every little smidgen helps. ARAS also being built for Eco, really trying to get that Eco up and running. He's number 5-ish on the list. Yeah, 5 if I can do math very quickly. Pie Guy not looking great. And his power's fine, but just not expanding those mexes out. He's also, looks like maybe got hit at some point by some missiles maybe from Team 1. Maybe. Eastern side, a little bit of a pushback from Dimitri, trying to go, again, around the edges of the map. All of those forces from Team 1 move in to intercept. And the ASFs are not there to save the gunships. And now it is a 2 air player situation for Team 1. Looks like Bahan and Dorset are in the air game. It's just Eco Player, at least with his ASFs here. Dimitri, I think, has his own ASFs as well, if I'm not mistaken. And those ASFs for Team 2's Eco are eviscerated. He does have a T3 area quarters, just not really a lot of air facilities. It's just Eco Player in the more air-focused department. GC is leading a group of spiky little Harbingers inbound. They walk on 4 legs instead of the spider bots of Team 1's Monkey Lords. Crab walks on 4. The Brick also walks on 4. I think is that the only unit in the game that walks on 6 legs, the Monkey Lord? I think it does. Am I just crazy? No, that has to be the only one. Now I'm going crazy. Yeah, I think it is the only one. Anyway. I could be entirely... No, because I think the bouncers have 6 legs. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I keep getting distracted by random nonsense. Anyway, GC now pushing north, but I get distracted once in a while. I don't think I have ADHD. I might. I haven't officially been tested, but I would not be surprised if I definitely have tendencies, 100%. We do see a decent contingent of forces from Citrus, while the main bulk of the forces engage the big ticket item of the GC. This might not actually mount to a whole lot because there's already PD and some shielding now built in the base. So he might be fine, Dimitri. I don't know. If that crab gets finished, that's not good things for the GC, so that thing needs to get finished for Team 1. And that's what Citrus is like, go, 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 go. And it looks like it actually might get finished. The Harbingers are going to hit the Megalith first and then hit the engineers. We do see a little bit more shots raining in on the engineers. The laser, of course, trying to hit the engineers and just can't seem to do so. I think the GC... Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, if that thing gets finished, that'll be a nice defensive move by Team 1. Harbingers are being grabbed. Oh, there's only... No, it doesn't get finished. Oh, that is unfortunate because that would have been a lot of hit points just eviscerated off that GC very quickly. All he needs to do is just send maybe a couple of engineers to finish. T3 land headquarters and all of its other associated facilities are down. T2 mexes are probably going to be targeted. The GC's now at 31,000 mass, 32 and climbing. He's being hit by a ton. So at least the reclaim will help finish the Megalith. But Team 1 is going to lose out on a lot of stuff right here. We do see just tons of... Oh, that T2 mex didn't get finished off. That's a little odd. And the GC's just going to try to make a break for that T3 landing quarters there. At the rate that he's going, I don't think he's... He is on 2-star vet, to be fair. There's a lot of bombers swarming over the top. And there are, of course, bricks and other harbingers keeping up with it, roughly. So, 20-something thousand. We do have some SACUs here that can help. GC was started. Oh, T3 mex. Oh, it was finished. I didn't even notice. Where'd the GC come from? It looks like it just teleported in. Is the T3 landing quarters going to be finished? Oh, it's not. It's not going to be destroyed. Easy reclaim for Team 1, but it did do a decent amount of damage. Yeah, I didn't even notice it until it moved like 2 inches to the right, but it must have been built there. I thought it was not. Oh, it must have just got done is probably what it was. I was like, I think it just got started, but probably the other way around. More missile snipes from Team 1 on the western front and some bombers that are also annoying Pie Guy. Pie Guy getting more Team D online. Western front, really not a lot of developments. Kind of just standoff at this point. Eastern side, again, that's where a lot of the action has been happening. Megalith is now inbound to secure this at a bare minimum, if not try to push in and at least try to finish the job that the GC started. And of course, Reclaim is going to be starting here soon. E3 land headquarters is going to be repaired up to full HP. Definitely a smart move there. Air grid, not really expanding that much. Dorset not expanding. Okay, what's over here? What's over there? We know what happens when that shape looks like that. What's going on up there? Team 2 doing any sort of sneakiness? Well, that's kind of sneaky. We have an Apocalypse nuke launcher started for Eco. He's at a little under half done with it. Eastern side for Dimitri, a little bit more air expansion. He's getting into the air game now. So we're not going to have 2 dedicated air players at a bare minimum, or at least, air players and then land, of course, because he's on double base. Heavy shield started here for Umbra on the western side. Now that facility is really starting to be a continued pain in Pie Guy's rear end over here on the western side. That's a lot of bombers. When is going to send those at? He's 133 of them. I don't know what he would... He could try to target a comm. I don't know if he would go for Pie Guy, though. He probably would really want to go maybe after Dimitri or Eco, kind of the more higher rated, or just, go after the air grids entirely and just do that. That's also a good use of a bunch of bombers. Just try to get through the AA defenses for Team 2. And do they know the nuke? No, they do. Okay, they do know the nuke exists. I do like the nice little suits there in the middle of the map for lots of visual coverage. Looks like somebody on Team 2, Legend, it's like those bombers, they're still there. And they're going to be annoying. And we have a Megalith and a GC versus 1 Megalith. Looks like the bricks are going to hide in the pond. That's definitely a smart move there. The Megalith is being hit first because it is the weaker of the 2 experimentals at this point. But that Megalith will actually probably 100% die before it even has a chance to kill off the Megalith from Team 1. Because it's already about the same hit points as Team 1's, and there's more damage going down it and all that. So not good things for that Megalith for Team 2. That's another experimental that's going to sit there on the eastern side of the map for Team 1 to scoop up. And again, reclaim situation, Team 1, not even just the fact that they've reclaimed a little bit less than Team 2, but it's the fact that they're up 2.3 to 1.8 mass a second. That's 1,000 mass a second. Soothsayer's going down. Titans raining on Team 1's visual parade. The SMD is a good target. The stealth field is gone. They're not targeting the SMD. That is super unfortunate. Shield goes down at a bare minimum. And Omni is not hit. Oh, that just such a missed opportunity there. At least those two items. Even if the shield was there, I mean, that is unfortunate. A couple of T2 bombers could, T1 bombers could come in and wipe that out, but yeah, such a missed opportunity there. Looks like Legendaries continue to say, hey, go this way, watch out for this. It's still going to drive me nuts that there's not an actual ramp here. And Fat Boy's pushing in from Hudec. Again, the only player in the game that is UEF. Not really a great placement of a bulk of PD. Now, if you want to spam them up very quickly, you just do and call it a day. But AoE weapons, yeah, that's not helpful when all of the PD are right there. So, a little bit unfortunate for defensive-wise. But there is a GC inbound. Sniper bot's also mixed in there. I see the little yellow dots raining in on the Percy's parade. And there is T2 artillery being built. Shielding is not really holding. And a couple of P-gens are down. They're not super volatile, those T1s, but again, a little bit of AoE does help things out, especially when you go after very weak shield generators for hit point-wise, not capacity-wise. GC is being targeted by the everything. Percy's just running straight head into that one-eyed monster. We do see Pie Guy going to pop out. He's got to be careful. Unless you have a decent amount of overcharge, I would not... Oh, he has some overcharge, yeah. Able to one-tap some Harbingers. That's good at least. But if Team 1 notices he's going to be a target, which I think he got noticed, GC goes, hey, there's a guy over there. We should shoot at you. And maybe he ran out to die. I don't know. But, yeah, not really great for Team 2. They lose a player there. A couple more units die. And there is the kill on Team 2's Pod Guy. Now it is a 4v3. First time in the game that Team 1 is in the lead for comms left alive. About the 50 or so % mark in the game. Team 1 again at 4 players left, losing just sock full of kids. Team 2 just recently lost Pie Guy and, of course, Legend Lore after Team 1 lost sock full of kids, so 4v3 in Team 1's favor. Eco also in Team 1's favor, 2.5 to 2.1. And they've been in the lead for a little bit, considering the total mass accrued 2.1 million to 1.8 million roughly. So, again, Eco is favoring them. APM is now favoring them. So things are starting to look Team 1's way. But you never know. Things, again, can flip on a dime very quickly. So let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't, because why not at this point, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate all the time and attention to give to these videos. That nuke has been online for a while. Again, I understand engineers, it's a pain to move, but why does it have to be right next to the T3 artillery? And SMD, it's like, this is just a cascade asking to be shot at by anything. Doesn't matter what it is. It could just be T1 bombers from Team 1. That is a huge amount of value in a itty bitty space. So, yeah, definitely more shielding, and then if you don't think it needs enough shielding, you're wrong, it needs more shielding. Fat Boy does get out of range of the first GC. The second GC is going to die to Percy's, gumming up the pathfinding and warps and whatnot. I don't know why this glitch is happening with the trundling marks from the Fat Boy, but it's just showing me a bunch of mix icons and hydrocarbon icons. No idea why. I just noticed that I think a couple of games ago, and I was like, that's odd. And then kind of just ignored it. Spam says Legend Lore. Artillery is already online for Team 2's Dimitri, and the second one is half online. No shielding. Nuke is outbound from Team 2's Eco player as well. He's going in the midst of these forces and this little base here. He will clip the T3 mexes at a bare minimum. The force, wow, they actually moved right out of range. They almost knew where the nuke was going to land. SMD is online, loaded. SMD online and loaded. We have an SMD right next to that artillery piece. Does he have room for those P-Gen assistants? I think he does. Yeah, I think he does. And there goes the nuke. Kaboom! Doesn't actually wipe out this one. That's a smidgen unfortunate. That's 27-ish mass that Team 1 is still getting. But they did wipe out 2, so that's not terrible. Another 2v1 scenario in favor of Team 1 for experimentals, except it's on Team 2's side of the map. And there's a lot more T3 mainline units here for Team 2, so that is helping out a ton. Megalith will not get veterancy from this. It probably will get close, though. Yeah, it gets pretty close. And it's going to come down to if the Harbingers and bricks are enough to kill off the crab before it kills off the other crab, which probably not. It's going to need one more burst. There it is. And no, it gets some veterans at the last second. So it survives. But again, it's heavily damaged, and that GC is inbound, so maybe not. Artillery is now online for Hudec. Well, wait, we have one almost. We have one there, and two. We have almost 4 artillery pieces already online for Team 2, and they are targeting that air grid. Goodbye air grid for Team 1's Dorset. He has some. That is not what I thought was going to go there. He has some mass fabs. Not a bad thing to put there. Just not what I thought would go there. Something's crazy is going to happen up there, that's for sure. Why is my screen shaking? I don't know why. Anyway, artillery's still raining in. Pigeons are getting hit. Not really going to be super cascadeable. Now they cut the air grid in half. I will note that the T3 area quarters is protected from cascades, so nice move there. Not protected for some volatile nonsense, but at least in terms of cascading across the entire air grid, it's not really viable. And there's another nice little cascade there. There goes another shot, kills off that T3 mech right next. Dorset is all in that range, and he's not getting hit. I gave you, says the ASFs, I think is what he's talking about. Lots of ASFs online for him, and a decent amount for Bahan. Team 2, not as many on first glance. There's, again, 2 air players, so it makes the numbering adding up a little bit difficult. 200 total for Team 2. 100 just for Bahan, so probably Dorset's probably at 150 at a bare minimum. Nope. 200. So 300 for Team 1, 200 for Team 2. It's a 3-2 advantage. So theoretically, Team 1 wins that fight. But again, we've seen crazier things happen depending on other situations. Artillery, I guess it's going after the little mass fab farm that Dorset's created and already been hit at least once. Even the shields are down. Oh, that's just, yeah, that's just not looking great. Team 2 on the western front still holding. Second FAF point is going to die. First FAF point still fine. 80,000 mass with that first FAF point. Done very well for itself. Definitely worth the price of admission. GC going to try to maybe stand in the way of that Fat Boy to try to help protect it. Got some veterancy. That GC at the last second will be enough to kill off the Fat Boy. No, and it gets some veterancy on top of that. Been very close calls for a lot of experimentals this game. But on the eastern front, we have a Mega and a GC versus only 1 unit. Looks like the GC from Team 1 got there. Saw the artillery and went, that's not good. And guess where that is going? Probably right there, because that's a big, big target. And the sooner Team 1 does it, the more likelihood they'll get it. Artillery is also raining in on that position as well. 1 artillery is done. All 4 P-gens, the shielding, and the whatnot. Love to see it. Anything else? Team 1 artillery there. And Team 1 no shielding. Ah, boo, no shielding. You need at least 1, if not 2 at this point. It's almost like every quarter of percentage done or started, you need at least 1 shield. So if you have 2 quarters done, then 2 shielding, 3, and then 4, all. It goes 1, 2, 3, all the shielding. Oh, artillery shot inbound, helping to weak the shields a little bit. The GC's targeting that power generator. Ooh, artillery's trying to be spammed. Not artillery's, our P-gens. They're trying to be spammed up, but the shots from the crab looks like some of them actually hitting the ground. Oh, shield is... Oh, it's falling. P-gen's going to explode. Oh, assisting the shielding. Oh, it's staying alive. Artillery is exposed a little bit. Oh, it's close. Oh, it's close. We have a Megalith inbound from Team 2's Dimitri over there. His own unit, I should say. He assisted himself in that protection. We do see Megalith is getting closer and closer. Yep, raining in on that artillery. It has taken some damage. Shielding is... it's holding, kind of, sort of, kind of. It's like go faster, go faster, go faster. ASF fight over the top of this nonsense. Shielding is down. First artillery is down as well. And the Megalith will be killed off right there. That is a dead Megalith. Team 1 has most definitely won the air fight. That is, they own air at this point. That is so many more ASFs. 150, probably plus another 100 at least. No, maybe not 100. Actually, that's all of them. Bahan doesn't have any. So gave them all the door set. So it looks like 135 to Team 2's pretty much nothing. So air supremacy. They don't own the air just yet, but they're pretty darn close to it. We have FAF boys over here on the western side engaging with a GC from Team 1, also a GC from Team 2. GC over here might be given calls to push in as these units get a little bit closer. Artillery from Team 2 has found the artillery from Team 1, and not good things because that thing is now decently damaged. Shot rains in, kills off the artillery, and they are one more artillery down. Second one is being built. Shielding already there. Love to see it. Some shielding has already taken a hit, and a pigeon as well. That's not great because it probably will kill off that SMD, and then everything blows up. Team 2's nuke is reloaded. Artillery is still online, of course, because Team 1 hasn't targeted it yet. Eastern side. Oh, Dimitri's getting hit. Transport has picked up the comm. Hopefully a rogue artillery shot doesn't hit him out of the air. That would be awful and very, very lucky for Team 1. And Team 2 that'd be awful for them because they'd lose a player. And the shield goes back online. Looking good. Team 1 could just rush it, and looks like they noticed it, so they're going to do that. And looks like shield is looking fine. The pigeon is getting regen, definitely a repair. That's definitely a good way to do that. They don't want to keep it damaged because it's very much an easy. Yep, pigeon blows up, SMD goes down, and then nothing else lives. At least in that location. Dimitri, he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it, but he goes, no, it's not worth it. Looks like the PD and everything else from Team 2 was enough to stop another GC. We have 5 GC Rex, 4 Megaliths. Definitely both teams want that reclaim, but honestly, it's going to go to Team 2. It just is 200,000 mass. Some of that was the artillery to be found. That's already been reclaimed. Is from Team 2 or on Team 2's side of the map. So that is a lot. That is game ender levels of reclaim on that side of the map. So I am surmise that it's going to happen sooner rather than later. I mean, again, with 6 Aeons, no one is going to go for Paragon. I mean, come on. That feels like that's just a missed opportunity there. Dimitri's playing with it a little bit. He's going in and out of the pond. Does have to be careful. We've seen plenty times where comms go in, out, in, out, in, out, and in that last out, they just get blitzed down and killed off. So looks like he's going to stay down there. Definitely a smart move because he's already in the yellow. Actually, not even in the yellow. He's in 50% yellow, so even worse. ASF still punching in from Team 1. Restorer is trying to help out a little bit, but there's just too many ASFs. The AA weapons are just not fast enough. We do see that GC did take the opportunity while the forces from Team 2 finally cracked that dual 5-star max position. There's another GC inbound to assist with defensive operations, and all the artillery is inbound from Team 2 onto that one location. Shielding is on, off, and it's not looking good. One more shot. Oh, it's going to be it. There it is. Hits the pigeon. Doesn't kill off the SMD because the shield right there protects it. It's just a war of keeping the lights on at this point. There's 2 artillery pieces now here for Hudec. That one is hardly even shielded. Team 1 targeting this position. Again, very smart. You have 3 things very easily killed off. GC now moving into Hudec space over there to the east. We have a bug online for Team 1 because they own air, or pretty much own air, so might as well use the air advantage while they have it. And the artillery somehow from Team 1 is not dead yet, even though there's, 4 of them shooting at him? Yes, 4 of them shooting him. Oh, the shields are starting to crack. Needs more shielding. Needs more salt. And it's on, off. A couple of those engineers got killed off. That goes the APM. Not APM, sorry, the build power, one of the other acronyms. Looks like the artillery changed locations. They're going after Hudec. Oh, that's such a missed opportunity. Could have cascaded at least a little bit with that nuke. The nuke is just waiting to fire on that artillery installation once the SMD goes down. That SMD looks like it's a little bit further to the west. It looks like that's not going to cover it. Shielding is just spamming up as quickly as possible. Oh, look at that. It's just literally just on off. How is the power situation going for Bahan? Not great. It's still positive, but it's not great. We have reclaim going on as we speak. Is he producing the... No, he's not. He's producing the little eggs. But no, Bug is over the top of the artillery installation. There's AA being spammed up as quickly as possible. Looks like it's targeting the nuke. The shielding is trying to be assisted, but it can't outpace the damage. Oh, another shield just got back online. That actually might be enough. It would have been better to target the pigeons and kind of have a little bit of volatile, kind of cascade happening. Nuke is going to launch maybe anyways, just in case. Smart move there. The second Bug tries to come and crack the shielding, but the first one was not alive long enough to really punch through the regen or the assistance. Oh, the shield pops back online for that one, and that one dies because the AA that was built to counter the first one. 2 Bugs right in front of Eco Player. Nuke is inbound. This Nuke is Oh, that Bug almost died to that Nuke. That would have been unfortunate. Oh, it actually wouldn't have died. It would have had like 5,000 hit points up. But it doesn't matter. Kaboom! There it goes. I was like, am I on +1 speed or +2 speed? Because everything is just popping off now. But no, I am on normal speed, +0. We have Crab being built. Crab is coming online. We have Pigeons being blown up. Some PD is also being killed because of it. There's a lot of tickle cannons here. And that GC is somehow still alive. Gets some veterancy, pretty close to its death. Another nuke is inbound from Team 2. Crab is focusing on the GC. Again, a little bit of crash damage will happen to kill off some Harbingers. That'll help out a little bit. And now it's just a matter of how fast can Team 1 kill stuff off for Team 2. Crab is almost done. I think you would have maybe hoped for maybe a Monkeloid maybe in that situation just because it would be out of the gate faster. Some stuff more will die, but it looks like that's fine. But the nuke was able to launch, and not even launch, but also land. The SMD was finally killed off. All the shielding, all the pigeons, all the everything, all the artillery. Ka-ka-ka-boom! Gotta love that. Very mass efficient kill there on those artillery installations. And now, Team 2 did lose one. Hudec lost his artillery there. Looks like Dimitri was about to maybe lose his there. And that is gonna hurt. That's a lot of firepower. Team 1 still has this one over here. The shields are down, though. Ooh, a little bit to the left there. That's unfortunate. Not that one, though. Right on top of that artillery installation. There goes the everything. It is all gone. All artillery installations for Team 1 have been destroyed, at least as of right now. We have another one being started there. I thought that was another one there. That would have been interesting to see 2 built by the same player. Maybe artillery there, way in the back line. This still doesn't have shielding. This was never shot at again, which is a little odd. Also a little odd that that doesn't have regen, but that does. The mass fabs don't have regen? I think everything else does. Like, literally everything else does, but the mass fabs. Or the shielding doesn't. I mean, not a lot of hit points. I mean, is it really worth it to put 2 or 3 mass a second? Or, sorry, hit points a second? I mean, it could make a difference. Who knows? But, yeah, not really a whole lot. We have 2 GCs versus 3 GCs. But it's just GCs for Team 1. We do see a lot of the Asylums. We have Harbingers. There's a couple of PD installations. Veterancy is going to help keep those GCs alive. There's ASF event. What happened to Team 1's A? Oh, they're all back there. Okay. I was like, where'd they all go? Lots. The Mercies are inbound. Those guided missiles are inbound to kill off that GC in particular. And look at that mess right in front of its eye. He has a flashbang right on his face. And unfortunately wasn't able to save that GC. Second GC will be safe for now. Fat Boys are still there, however, and that's still a thing. And it looks like that's not... Oh, they might... Don't know if it... Oh, look at that. 1 restore survive. But I don't know if that's really worth it to keep pushing in. There's 2... You're going to win the fight. Unless the 2 Fat Boys don't even move, you're going to win that fight. For Team 2 specifically, or siding with them. A couple of restores escorting a couple of bugs. That's looking a little bit dangerous. They're going to go in together. There's another bug done for Team 1 again. But Team 2, I mean, at least in the middle location where you really want to take stuff out, there's a decent amount of AA just right there. We have another attack inbound from Team 1 just feeding the eastern side of the map. Again, this was a player's starting location. Was being the key word because it is not what it once was. This is definitely lots of holes in it. Lots of recon has been thrown over there. Is that a satellite? No, it's not a satellite. Okay, I thought I saw a satellite flying around. Second artillery, technically third artillery is back online for Hudec. We have gunships slowly poking away at some mexes. Team 2 just needs more AA. They need ASFs. They need everything in the air department or ground to air department. But a little bit of a hole here for Team 1. That air grid is gone. Looks like some SACUs also died. Donut is online. That air grid is pretty much back up to snuff, at least to what it once was. Don't know what the artillery over there is targeting. Does Team 2 notice this? They don't notice the bugs. Do they have stealth online? They do. They do have stealth. Okay. I mean, Team 2's got to be thinking about this. Oh, Eco is out in the open. Oh, no. That's not good for Team 2. They're going to lose another player. Bugs are inbound. Oh, they're going to turn north a little bit. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, they're going for something else. I don't know what they're going for. No, the comm has been noticed. He's taking hits. It's going to be a slow death, but... Oh, he actually might be fine. The flak's coming in to assist. Bugs are inbound, looks like, for these two artillery installations here. Hudec is getting out of there. Lots of E-storages going down. That's going to hurt his power reserves a little bit. The restorers are able to drop the comm into the red, but don't actually kill him. The shielding is pretty much down. Artillery, that one's about dead. Considering the P-gens are going to blow up. That artillery is about to die. There goes that one. So the first Duke is down. The third Duke is down. Whatever number you want to call that. And there goes a bunch of AA being built. Bugs, both of them about 50% hit points. Another artillery installation. That's a salvation this time for Eco. Now the Bugs are trying to get out of range of the AA. They're going to target Hudec now. Hudec does have shields. If he actually backs up into the artillery, into the AA, he might be fine. He has a bubble shield, so not a lot of total charge capacity on board that shield, but it regens pretty quick, so that helps. But definitely wanted the personal shield in that mix. But he doesn't die, though, so there is that. Donut is inbound on the eastern front. That's probably the next target. GC's trying to make a blitz for that artillery battery. All the Harbingers and the Bouncers, though, the Redeemers are going to probably be the main source of firepower at this point. The GC was just to get them there. There's a lot of PD that's been built, though, and I don't know if it's going to be enough, especially with that second GC there. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. A couple of P-gens die. Team 2 is not prepared for the Donut situation, though. Lots of Ravagers, lots of T2 Oblivions, but no AA, which means that Donut's going to be perfectly fine. First artillery is down. He was also building a salvation over there. Was, because he's probably not going to be building one anytime soon. SMD would be a nice target. That's not even shielded. Again, like I said, AA is going to be spammed up as quickly as possible. Donut's losing shielding very quickly. It's that 4-star vet. Lots of bouncers moving in to try to catch up with the Donut. The Donut is going to crash land in the water. Easily a nice location to reclaim, but Team 2 has lost 4 artillery installations. So they went from technically having 5 to having 1. Team 1 has their artillery installation, multiple shielding, just constantly being built there. Tons of T3 air facilities and building lines of P-gens next to them. Another Donut started here for Pahan. And we have Scathis started for Team 1 up to the north. Eastern side, nothing too crazy. More GCs, but I don't... the land situation, again, has now fallen back to here. And there's another Donut online for Team 2. Sorry, for Team 1. For Team 2 to kill. Nuke is now reloaded. 220,000 mass killed with that one Nuke alone. Shielding needs to be a priority a little bit more. There goes the reclaim there. That's unfortunate. And technically the artillery that was being built. Needs to build shielding. Scout maps is Dimitri. Air grid is hurting. Nuke is inbound once again. It's going for this position. SMD is not loaded. And it don't know if it'll clip it, but that one is also loaded. So it looks like it will actually clip it and take out that Nuke. Unless he has another one loaded, then that might be... Nope, not loaded. Yeah, definitely going to run into the region of that SMD. There it is, and boop, dead. But there could be a situation where the FAF boys push up to here and actually shoot downward onto that artillery installation. That would be the best bet. Send the GC this way to try to stop the Harbingers coming in. Then send the FAF boys this way and just shoot downward. And you don't even have to be on the edge, I don't think. You could probably be where that GC right there. We do see that donut is inbound. SMD pointed out by Pie Guy. Yep, new one's being built there. That one is loaded or almost loaded. That one will be loaded. So, yeah, not looking too great for the nuke situation for Team 2. And looks like the GC is targeted. But unfortunately for the donut really is taking a lot of damage from all the flak and the cougars in the area. And pretty much its entire shield is now depleted. Its main hull plating is actually taking a shot now, or hit now. Eco player is still recovering. He's back up into the high yellows. Artillery is fine for now. Shielding probably needs at least a couple more at a bare minimum. It is only one artillery installation, so that's not terrible, but it's still worrisome. Make Mavor, Hudec, yeah, to crack this position. Again, just send the FAF boys in. That'd do it real quick. Especially with the T3 artillery shooting at that right now. Look at that, just trading shots back and forth. Unless the power grid just absolutely collapses, they should be fine. Team 1 specifically. How's that Scathis doing to the north? It's almost in the green. Is Team 2 even aware of it? No, they are not. They have no idea anything's up there. They did finally kill off that little set of mass fabs and pigeons and whatnot. Another GC's being built. Just the GC farm over here to the east. We have one already here. We have 3, 4, 5 GCs there, so lots of defense. Donut is back here. Technically, it was over there. Now it's over here. Gonna crush the hopes of Hudec's artillery installations. Team 1 just really does not like him having artillery, which is funny because that would be a lot better there. And that's why, because the artillery is dead. Never mind. Nuke's still there, though. So there's that. But still, Salvation is now online for Team 1 without a Paragon. I will want to know, what are you shooting at? Why is the Salvation shooting what it's shooting at? This should be the target immediately. See, look at that. Fat Boys trying to punch in. They are doing some work. Shielding is starting to collapse decently. And the artillery is getting hit by the artillery from the Fat Boys. Shielding pops back online at the last moment. Oh, how's the Fat Boys doing? Looks like they're going to do fine. Main battery is still firing. Shielding, it's not going to stay online long enough. We have Mercy's inbound to try to kill them off, but no, artillery is down once again. The entire board has been wiped, bar the Salvation in the game. T3 artillery is gone, I should say. T4 or T3.5, maybe in the case of the Salvation, is online and soon to be online for Team 1. Once Team 2 notices that Scathis, though, that is going to be the target of that Salvation. Unless the donut just crushes it to death. Or that. Now, it might miss, which it's not going to. Ooh, it doesn't kill it. And that's a crash damage nerf that they did, a year ago, it feels like. Maybe it was 2 years ago. That definitely saved that Salvation, because there's no way that donut would have not killed it before that, 100%. Especially going after one of the P-gens, and then would have cascaded and killed it anyway. So, yeah, that not great for Team 1 in terms of losing another donut for not getting anything in return. But, you know, they are slowly killing off the stuff with just dumping mass on Team 2's side of the map. I will note that Team 1 is up over 500,000 mass in terms of total mass accrued, and their total mass a second is 2.3 to 1.6 favor for Team 1. And that Salvation is now... that Scathis is still not done yet. SMDs are being targeted. Smart move. You wipe out the SMDs, let the nuke do all the work. Please, I was going to say, please tell me there's an SMD there, and there is. And it looks like all the SMDs except that one are dead on that western front. There is one there. It is not loaded. I highly doubt it would be loaded at this point. At least soon enough. This SMD's there, so we have a little bit of backup. Salvation is inbound. Yeah, definitely targeting that. That's, not a wild guess. That's definitely a more educated guess. We do see 6 GCs, 5 GCs for Team 2. More of them being built all the... Okay, or you can just go salvation and do dual salvations. That ripped that shielding apart real quick. And there go the shots. Team 2's probably going to notice the Scathis fire. Shielding needs to be rebuilt, which it is. And being assisted, that's doubly good. You have more shielding coming online, and then the current shielding trying to be kept alive as much as possible. Restorers killing off the remaining ground forces. SMD, that's now gone. Lots of the power reserves starting to be eradicated. There's a lot more P-gens up here, though. Team 1 on power, I mean, they're doing pretty well. 35,000, only 5,000 for Citrus. Dorset, oh, yeah, that's not good. Got to fix that. Bahan also negative. It's pretty much Umbra keeping those two players' power online. If that line of power goes down, that might be just an entire power loss for the entire Team 1 side of the map. GCs have fallen back to allow the Ravagers to open fire on those GCs. And now the GCs are going to fight the GCs with their GC lasers. Ravagers just really eviscerating that first GC. It's just getting just absolutely focused by Team 2's defenses. Which again, to be fair, target one unit, kill it off, and target the next one. This one's heavily damaged, trying to sub out for its brothers. Nuke is online firing. SMDs are still there for Team 2, just in case Team 1 has a nuke. Artillery is almost redone, and it's at 221,000. It's inbound for the power grid. That's going to hurt. That's going to really hurt. Again, he's at, what, 34? He's at 32,000. He's probably going to lose most of those. GC is down. GC is down. Another GC is down. Another GC is down. And then another one's going to die. Now it's technically a 2v1. The Ravagers are going to turn into more like a 3v1. And I really want to watch that nuke land. Kaboom! It doesn't actually land in the middle that I thought, but it did take out a chunk of the power nonetheless. Umbra has your power going. 27. Actually didn't wipe out as much as I thought, to be honest. But this is a big concern on the map. There are a ton of units there, and unfortunately there is the end of the replay. I don't exactly know what happened. The person who sent me this just said the ending is sad, but I will know that there are 2 salvations online, an emissary that's about to be online, and it looks like they are both targeting that Scathis. So yeah, they noticed it. Honestly, even if all of the engineers and hives there are assisting shielding, is there even hives there? No, there's not hives there. There's just a couple of hives there. But even if they were assisting shielding, it wasn't going to matter, because look at that. Shielding was pretty much collapsing at that point, and it would have been a matter of moments before the Scathis was dead. And again, with that amount of reclaim on the right side of the map, 400,000 mass on the map in terms of reclaim, 240,000 was most definitely on Team 2 side of the map. Again, in this corner of the map. More of it, of course, was over here. The Fat Boys is still alive, kind of helped securing that. Maybe the Spectres would have changed that fate a little bit. But honestly, that last engagement on land was probably the end. There are a couple of GCs constantly coming in. Actually, sorry, one salvation is actually targeting over here. The other one is targeting that. But that one's almost down in shielding anyways. And the SMD is kind of in that mix as well. Was that SMD loaded? No, it was not. Was this nuke loaded? Probably not. No way. But I don't think it would have mattered at that point. It maybe would have gotten to an hour for an epic, but I think the map, the leading theory, in my opinion, is Team 2 was going to win. The only concerning thing is this conga lining of GCs, but looks like it was being somewhat targeted by the Scathis targeting the power for Citrus. Because again, Citrus, not terrible. Umbra, definitely good. And this was on and off for Dorset. Pretty much on and off for Bahan as well in terms of power. So, yeah, losing some power would have probably been a detriment for the entire Team 1. So, yeah, there is maybe a possibility that Team 1 could have won it. But with all of the Ravagers pretty much still online, you had 2 GCs still here. You had this one heavily damaged, but still there. We have tons of PD still here. Team 1 PD there. I mean, going one at a time would not have been enough. I mean, these were being built pretty quickly, but again, I don't see maybe 10% chance of Team 1 winning, maybe 90% chance, even probably 95% chance of Team 2 winning. So I'll say Team 2 won. And with that, I'll pick MVPs probably for both teams. I do want to say the defense on the Western side was very good for Umbra. And the attacks constantly just chipping away at Team 2 from Citrus was really good. In terms of MVP for Team 2, however, the Nuke was very good. It did kill off that battery of artillery. But I do think it was kind of more of a spread out nature. I mean, we had kind of the same strategy for both sides of Team 2. We had, Eco and Dimitri 11 building a salvation independently of one another and pretty much done roughly at the same time. I think Eco was done just a little bit sooner than this one was. I do think the donut from behind the first one that came in, targeting Hudec, should have gone after at least this at a minimum. Maybe it would have grabbed Eco. Maybe. That second one from behind did come in and try to go after that. So it would have been 1 and then 2 on that salvation. That one would have been dead. Maybe the game would be different. We do see that Hudec was started in a Mayvor situation. It would take him a while to build that. He does have the drones to be able to do it, though. I don't think he had maybe he had the Eco, but it would have taken at least 10 minutes, I think, to finish. So I don't know if it would have really contributed. But again, good game overall. It is a little bit sad about the ending, though, but that does happen from time to time. So it is unfortunate. But there's no desync, so there's that. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Again, let me know down in the comments what you thought of the replay. Again, shout out to the person who sent me this replay. His name is Hudec. It's down in the description. He was one of the players in the game that's still alive. So that's why I just didn't want to give the name out sometimes, so that way, players or people watching are like, oh, he's probably won, so he'll probably win, because the thought process is, oh, really good game. Kind of want to have it be casted. I'm on that team, but there are times where some players will say, it was a really good game regardless, and I lost or whatever. I still want to send it because it was just a really good game regardless. So it's not guaranteed, but it does lend in towards that direction. But again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't, because why not, at this my rambling nonsense, really do appreciate watching the very end of the video. And I will see all of you in the next one.